Blog Talk Radio.
Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. This is the Choppin' It Up Show, brought to you by the Marching Podcast and Blog Talk Radio. I'm your official Marching Podcast announcer, David Thompson, and here's your host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right, welcome to Chopping It Up. I'm Joe Beard and happy to be of service for you tonight. Today is December 11, 2012, 8:30 on the West Coast and 11:30 on the East Coast. And tonight we chop it up with 8 to 5 Entertainment. I spoke to the Executive Council of 8 to 5, Mr. Tyronne McCollum, Chris Floyd, and Raymond Kinlaw. We're continuing the trend this month of giving props to the people that helped us in our first year with videos, data, devices, etc., etc. 8 to 5 is the bomb channel. You guys definitely should check them out on YouTube. Right fast, I'm going to go ahead and give some props out to a couple of people on Twitter that hit me up, and we're going to go ahead and play the interview. I'm still a rookie with Twitter, and I was not clicking on the Connect tab too much, and there was a Kelly Cervante 13 and Gabriel Galb. Capri Galb 82. Really nice words of encouragement, and a Small Step 11 corrected me on the pronunciation. Ernie Ellis, the director of South Carolina State. So thank you for breaking me down. Thank you for the love on Twitter. We're going to go ahead and chop it up with 8 to 5 tonight. If we have some time, we'll talk about some housekeeping things at the end. But let's go ahead and chop it up with 8 to 5.
All right, you're chopping up now with the Executive Council, so to speak, for 8 to 5 Entertainment. We're really, really happy to have you guys on here. We have on the line with us, we have Tyronne McCollum, we have Chris Floyd, and we also have Raymond Kinlaw. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing okay. Doing real good.
Well, we really appreciate you guys being with us. We really wanted to show you guys some love because of what you're doing, A, and B, without you guys, I wouldn't have any content or I wouldn't have any analysis for any of my shows. I watch 8 to 5 Entertainment a lot, especially this whole year, just writing down and making my analysis. So I really appreciate it for what you guys do, and I wanted to highlight you guys today. So I'll get off the questions here. I'll start with you, Tyronne. Tyronne, where are you from?
I'm from the greater Washington, D.C. area. It's really called Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Okay. And where are you from, Chris?
I'm from Darlington, South Carolina, and I'm currently living in Orangeburg, South Carolina.
Okay, all right, Orangeburg, that's down there where South Carolina State is.
Yes.
And Raymond, where are you from?
I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina, but I currently reside in Oxon Hill, Maryland, right out of Washington, D.C.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So you guys are all on the East Coast there. Now, where did you guys, I'll start with you, with Chris this time, where did you guys go to college?
Well, y'all went to South Carolina State University. That's actually how we met.
Oh, okay. Now, all y'all went to South Carolina State. That's pretty tight. Now, did you guys march in the band as well?
Yeah, we all marched on the 101 together.
Oh, okay. All right, it's starting to come together for me now. That's what's up, man. That's actually really, really cool. So, what were the instruments? Tyronne, what did you play?
I played saxophone.
Okay. And Chris, what did you play?
On the 101, I played baritone.
Okay. All right. And Raymond, what did you play?
The 101 tuba.
Okay. All right. So that's what's up, man. So you guys were all down there at South Carolina State together. What made you guys, because, I guess that's where the paths cross, what made you guys pick South Carolina State? I'll start with you, Raymond. What made you pick and march with the Marching 101?
Well, a lot of my family went to South Carolina State, though, and I guess because of scholarship. Like, they made me, I had a scholarship, music scholarship, so I think that was one of the reasons I went to South Carolina State and that legacy of the 101.
Okay, that's cool. What about you, Tyronne?
I attended South Carolina State for my major, which was music industry. And I grew up not knowing anything about South Carolina State, but fell in love with the culture and the history there. And I had a blast every year I was there.
I heard that. What about you, Chris?
Well, for me, my high school band director was a big influence on me. He actually attended South Carolina State, and he would always tell me the stories about, just the rich traditions they have there. And, after getting to experience it on my own every year at homecoming just made me want to attend the school a lot more, and that's kind of what persuaded me to go to South Carolina State University.
Yeah, and just from me myself, I was, exposed to bands at a young age and stuff. I've always heard about South Carolina State myself, so it was, and I've always been impressed. I spent 1 year at Johnson C. Smith, and we marched against them, and that was one of the best actual performances of my lifetime. But yeah, just love South Carolina State. They sound really good this year, and we got a lot of them. They'll be definitely being mentioned in the Marching Podcast Awards we got coming out later this month. But that's really, really cool, and it's something that I hope the young listeners are listening to. That you guys met in college, but you've made this joint venture together, and it's making a difference in people's lives. So that's you all should be commended for what you're doing. So I heard you say one of your major was music industry. So I think that was you, Tyronne. Is that right? You wanted to music industry. Like, did you want to be a music producer?
I wanted to learn every aspect of the music business, including the recording art side of it. And at the time, South Carolina State was like one of the few schools in the United States that offered the program, which attracted me there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. That was like my first thing too. I wanted to be like a music producer or something like music industry, and that degree wasn't offered a lot back in the 90s. It's at a lot of more schools now. So that's good to hear that South Carolina State has that program. Chris, what was your major there at school?
I did both. I did education and industry. Same as Tyronne, I'm very interested in the production side of the music business, and at the same time, I also want to teach, because when I was in high school, we weren't exposed to the true side of what music industry is. All these kids these days want to be rappers, but no one really sits down and takes the time to learn how the music business works and how those CDs that you go to the store and buy, how they get there.
Right. That's what's up, man. So is it the same for you, Raymond? Were you a music major as well?
I would say no. Like, my major's totally different. Like, I was actually a criminal justice major in college, though. But like I said, with my ties to the band and being in a former section, it was like, I guess to me, it's not major in that, but so no, I wanted to focus more on law.
Okay, that's cool, man. I know myself, I started with music and got my clock clean myself. Now that was a personal decision for me. That was kind of realization for me, so I actually went on with music. But yeah, I mean, it's good that you said that as well, because that's something else that I want a lot of the people to see, that, you know, you don't have to major in music to march in the band. You know what I mean? And and we're not going to lose our scholarship either for you know, necessarily picking different majors. There are opportunities out there for people to march in the band with scholarships. So I'm glad to hear that you guys are from a diverse group. Moving along here, and I know that you guys have plenty of stories, but do you have a memorable experience marching with the 101? I'll start with you, Raymond.
I guess my most memorable, going on the trip still, I think my most memorable experience was my freshman year when we first went against Miami and we seen it for the first time. I was like, wow. And it was just a battle going back and forth. And I was almost like there was no clear-cut winner.
That's what's up, man. What about you, Chris? What was your most memorable experience marching in a one-on-one?
Well, honestly, I can tell you it's really too many to name, because it's just being on the marching band and being on the one-on-one more specifically, it's just an amazing experience. You know, you get to meet great people, and, you know, like Raymond said, you take great trips and you get to meet other bands. But, you know, I think for me the most memorable times that I enjoyed was just that moment before going on the field at halftime. That was just always the greatest feeling in me. I don't know what it is, you just get this feeling in your gut before it's time to take the field that, you know, you'll just never forget, that sticks with you for a lifetime. Yeah,
I actually totally agree, man. Like right before you come on and the fans know, you know what I'm saying, it's time to get hype, you know, that's definitely experience. What about you, Tyronne?
Like Chris, I have too many to choose from. For me, I would probably have to, if I had to choose something, I would probably say all the televised events.
Oh, okay.
Like the 2004 Circle City Classic, a couple of the local televised events like the Promotional City Classic in Columbia, South Carolina, some years back. I think that was in 2002. I mean, there's so many that I can choose from. Even the MEAC SWAC Challenge in 2005 against Alabama State, the very first MEAC SWAC Challenge I just had to buy it.
So you now, who did you guys play in 2004 at the Circle City?
Tennessee State.
Okay, and you said 2004. Now, right quick, are you guys all the same age? Like, are you all from the same crab year?
No, I think quite young. Rest of these guys. I came in 2004.
I came in 99.
And I came in 2001.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right, man. So 99, 2001, and Raymond, where did you say? When did you march, Raymond?
I marched from 99 to 2004.
99. And so, Chris, what year did you march? Was your crab year?
Yeah, I came in 2004. I'm the youngest.
Okay, that's what it was. Okay, that's cool, man. So you guys are nice age gap, but still young. I was telling Tyronne, man, before we got started, it's really a blessing to see, you know, these young African American males doing, you know, having the mind to do something like this. You know, my crab year was 97, and, you know, a lot more people I've met so far have been young, you know, so it's just a good thing. It's just really good for our focus and our future, hearing from you guys. So you got your majors down. You guys all went and marched your years at South Carolina State. Did you guys have any? I mean, like, how did 8 to 5 get started? I guess I could ask you, Tyronne. I mean, like, what was? I guess, like, what was the spark, I guess, that started what's 8 to 5 entertainment today?
We kind of actually begun a few years before 8 to 5 name them out. It was a kind of a class or a graduate program project where I attended Full University, master's program in entertainment business. We had to come up with a business of our own.
Oh, okay.
And as we matriculated through the program, we would build upon the business. And originally, the company name was Bandheads Productions. And this was way back in 2008. And it was originally a publishing company that had a sub-company that did all the video work that we're known today. Later on, we ended up changing the name to kind of separate from the pack, because I believe there was another company now known as bandhead.org.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people were getting us confused. And it's like, we're Bandhead Productions. My channel name at the time on YouTube was Bandhead Mania, so everyone was like, "Oh yeah, we know you," and it's like, "No, we're new." So we came up, all three of us together, with a couple of names, and we kind of settled down on the 8 to 5 name, and then running with it ever since.
So that was like 2008.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's funny you say that, because Gerald Howard is the owner for bandhead.org. Him and I actually went to Jackson State together, and he was one of the guests on my shows. I've had him on the show talking about Bandhead and stuff, and it's really cool because you guys, he's like the indexer. I mean, you guys put mad video out on the web, and he through Bandhead like indexes everything. You know what I'm saying? So I really love the site. He does some filming too as well, but definitely to now have interviews with you guys is definitely it's really, really influential. You know, I mean, it's a really good thing. So what was your experience, Chris, about like how did it get started? Like did you get a phone call, or like how did it get started for you?
Well, we all keep in touch pretty. We're all pretty close. We, like I said, we were all friends from the band when we were all together here in Orangeburg, and we always kept in touch, and we always wanted to do something different. And you know, we all enjoy watching the marching band videos. I remember, you know, when we were in college together, we would all, you know, gather in the dorm rooms and watch the tapes. You know, this was back before YouTube was as popular as it is.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a matter of who had the tapes, and we could watch them. And then when things started popping up on YouTube, it was just, you know, it wasn't any real quality out there. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that was one thing we wanted to do. We wanted to actually be able, it was like, you know, someone should be putting out quality video highlights of these college bands, you know, because, you know, a lot of these bands have so much talent that doesn't get showcased, and that's what we set out to do.
Yeah. That's dead on, man, because the quality is, like, really, really good for your videos. I have to tell you guys that. But also you usually throw, like a song in the between, like the instrumental of a song before and after the video sometimes. You also throw in, like, a little clip of, like, maybe the drum major or something like that before the performance. So it's raw. You know, I mean, you guys are doing your thing. How did the business experience start for you, Raymond?
The business experience started for me when I remember when this first started, though. The first time we actually, for me, we started applying for the Next Swag Challenge. At first, I didn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is really happening. And I was like, wow. Like, I'll say the business really started for me, I'll say, the first time we went to Next Swag Challenge. Like, I was just like a shock that everything just moving forward.
And which MEAC Swag Challenge, was that the 2008 one?
Yes.
And who did you guys play that year?
Also, they play Grambling.
Okay, yeah, I know, and the MEAC Swag Challenge, that's somewhat new as well, right? Like, they just started that, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Back in 2005.
Okay, yeah, because I remember we didn't have one when I was at Jackson State. You know, I mean, it would have been a really good. You know, that's one thing I guess in my tenure. You know, we didn't play enough SEAC and CIAA and MEAC schools. You know, we had the Florida A&M came to Jackson in '98, and that was the Thorogood Marshall Classic. I remember, and they were charging all this money for the tickets. You know, so I'm glad that they got something like that where the champions can vow off every year. What's the best part? I'm gonna ask you guys eventually. What's the best part of 8 to 5? I'll start with you, Chris.
Well, I would just have to say just being able to see these bands that we enjoy so much week after week. I've always been a huge marching band fan ever since high school, and to be able to continue that and be able to, you know, travel and see these bands and be able to record them and actually getting to meet the band directors and shake their hands and the drum majors and the band members, the total package, it's all just wonderful.
That's what's up. What about you, Raymond?
Well, the best part of it is I'm just piggybacking off what Chris said, just meeting the band directors, seeing many backers, and just seeing different bands that nobody would have seen in high school. Even coming up from high school, I was like, I love and enjoy seeing both marching bands a lot. So it just made meeting the band directors, just critiquing their performance.
That's cool. What about you, Tyronne?
I enjoy everyone's performance. Big or small band. I mean, it's been wonderful meeting the band directors, talking with the alumni, and you know, going to different events each week, like Chris was saying, and being able to promote the musical performances from all the bands that we cover. It's been amazing.
Yeah, man, and you're definitely making a difference. We're getting somewhat close to the interview, or the end of the interview, unfortunately. Is there anything bad about running 8 to 5, or is it frustration with anything? I'll start with you, Chris. Or I'll start with you, Raymond. Is there a bad side for you as far as running 8 to 5?
Honestly, since I've been 8 to 5, I haven't seen no bad sides yet. So far, I'm just looking for more good things to come with things that we're doing. So I'll have to say no for now.
That's cool. What about you, Tyronne?
Not really bad things. I mean, we do have our challenges of trying to reach out to people, and sometimes it's a hit or miss thing with us, but as we've been progressing over the years, it's been looking a whole lot more positive, and we're just looking towards the future thing.
What about you, Raymond?
I just spoke about. I said before that, like, looking forward towards the future as well. Like, so far, I haven't seen any negativity as well. Like, the only problem I could probably see is transcommunication reaching out to more band directors so they know what we do.
Okay. And wrapping up here, or we're getting somewhat towards the end. See how much information I could get out of you guys. What has been the most memorable experience? I know you guys talked about, I guess, the MEAC Swag Challenge in your marching days. What's been your most memorable experience with 8 to 5? I'll start with you, Tyronne.
In my marching days?
Oh, no, not in the march. I was saying, like, I know I got your memorable experience from your marching days, but what about being 8 to 5? I guess, is it just being able to go out on the field, like, with that prestige and that media credentials? I mean, I guess, what's been your most memorable experience?
Mostly being able to gain the different vantage points that we've been doing as of late with the multi-angles. Before, it was a challenge we would want to have those angles, but, you know, buying a ticket to a game and sitting in the stand doesn't give you that access that you would get.
Okay.
From the angle that we're coming from as a media company, to promote the bands better, which enables us to have the quality that we have.
Well, that's what's up. What about you, Chris? What's been your most memorable experience?
Well, for me, I would have to say my most memorable experience would be when I got to meet and talk with Dr. White at Florida A&M. That was actually, 2 years ago was when I met him. That was just a great experience because I've always been a big fan of Florida A&M. And, after getting to meet the legend was just, amazing. And I would have to say, if anything, that would probably be my most memorable experience at 85.
Yeah, he is a really good man. I was there at 1995 band camp, the summer band camp there, and I got to meet him. It's really unfortunate that somebody like that had to resign. You know what I'm saying? It's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
What about you, Raymond?
My most memorable experience was the time I had to cover Atlanta Classic where FAMU played Southern University. It's like we're actually in the press box. A lot of people didn't know exactly who we were, but there's one or two actually who saw the podium. I was actually shocked as well. We actually 8-5. I was surprised you actually covered the game for us.
Well, that's what's up, man. Like I said, man, I really appreciate what you guys are doing. I want to give you guys time to give the listener some time so you can support you guys, find where you guys are on YouTube. Right fast, though, are you guys going to be able to go to the Honda this year?
We're working on that. Right now, we're trying to communicate with the Honda and battle the bands media.
Right.
Personnel to enable us to. I know over in the past years, Double Time Entertainment has been doing a lot of media coverage for that, as well as bandhead.org. And one of our associates has been covering some of the performance too. A lot of those videos have been posted on our website, but not directly to our channel.
Oh, okay. Are you guys going to be attending? Are you going to be there in Atlanta that weekend?
Well, we definitely plan to be there, whether we cover it or not. We do plan to be there, and we would like to be there, on a professional capacity, be able to promote those performances as well, just as we've done the rest of the season.
Right. Well, we at the end of the interview, and again, I really wanted to interview you guys and spread the word. I really appreciate what you're doing, and like I said, without you guys, I wouldn't have that content, especially about those East Coast bands. I think Tyronne, you said you like small bands and all bands, and being from Jackson State, you tend to always see a lot of Jackson State, a lot of SWAC, you know what I mean? But I was really happy to see Miles this year and Savannah State and Bowie State. I was happy to see those type of bands. So Tyronne, right quick, could you give the listeners all the information about 8-5, how they can support you guys and where they can follow all of your media stuff?
Sure, absolutely. Our biggest platform right now is on YouTube. You can search us by typing in the number 8, TO, the number 5, PROS, which is 8-5 Pros. You can follow us on Twitter at Marching 8-5. That's Marching, the number 8, TO, the number 5. Our website, marching8to5.com. On Facebook, you can follow us as the number 8TO, the number 5 Entertainment, 8 to 5 Entertainment. If you want to search it there as well.
Well, that's great. That's great. Definitely, you guys go out there and follow all that information. Great videos. Like I said, you guys mix, instrumentals in there and a lot of good clips. It's done very, very well, so you should be commended. And I really appreciate you guys giving me the time to interview today.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
All right, we're back up top, and I know that I ran over. The live listeners are not be able to hear this, so we're going to have to close out the podcast. Thanks a lot for listening.